What is crackin', bowlers? Chris Beans here with Bowlers Rant, bringing you one new update from Roto Bowling. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and turn on those notifications. All right, so once again, going back to my favorite place where all the core and cover combinations are, so we can look at this thing. This is the Roto Gem Crystal. I've got some people who have been hitting me up for just a little bit saying, Beans, when are you going to review this thing? So here we are by popular request. All right. So, what are we talking about here? Over to the interwebs. We are going to get right into it. Bang. There it is. The Gem Crystal in all its glory. All right, let's get into this. So, this ball has the Hyperx Hybrid Reactive cover stock. It's two-tone purple. I do like that, by the way. Defiant LRG core. We know that. All the gems have the same core. 3000 grit Abalone, and the number's at 15 pounds, 2.47 RG with the .053 differential and a .016 asymmetric differential. And guess what? I've got some ball motion for you. By the way, these are the same numbers that are on the state side, 247, 053, 016. Same core, but we're talking about this Hyperx Hybrid Reactive. What does it look like? Well, you're about to find out because that's why you're here. Let's take a look at this young man. Let's see. Here we go. This guy's got a 499 rev rate, so he's definitely a cranker. Boom. Like this smooth motion at 3000 Abalone. He's got 5x4x3 layout. He definitely is a cranker. And this ball, I gotta tell you, even though it's a hybrid, it's definitely coming off the spot strong, but it's not sideways. And that's typically what you want with your sanded hybrids. Okay, anything that's got some surface, especially the asymmetrics, you're gonna be seeing the breakpoint just a little bit earlier, and it's gonna dig in the mid lane and typically square up and go right to the pocket. Moves to 12 o'clock are not uncommon. Okay, now the cool thing about this, the kind of reaction is. I feel like this is a more versatile reaction than some of the shiny stuff. I talk about versatility on this channel all the time, and you typically have kind of your house shot killer shiny stuff for your medium to lighter conditions, but something like this is something that everybody can use. If you're a stroker, you're going to go with something to pin up, kind of like this layout. You got your mass bias kicked out a little bit for those of you who don't do the layout thing, and you're just going to, hit up on the back of it and watch this thing dig in and come back, right? But at the same time, and here's a shot from the young lady who was here before, for those of you who are in the stroker realm. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. A little bit of side rotation there. That never hurts. Very nice post. And again, you can already see the ball starting to dig in as it's sliding down. The axis is migration. Boom. Coming off the break point, and it's going to flush up. Bang, bang, bang. Right? We're going to go back to the young man here for a second. Between fourth and fifth arrow, here it is. Boom. He really hit it on at that time. But this is a condition that you can use in your average league conditions. Probably going to be first ball out of the bag, or even a step above your typical benchmark if you're using something in the mid-grade, like your typical sanded symmetric solid. Say that 5 times fast. But as usual, my advice to everybody, don't get complicated. If you have a go-to layout, pick your favorite layout, adjust the surface for your bowling condition, and you should be off to the races. But especially if you're a if you're a cranker, if you're using something like this, you're going to be migrating in pretty quick or balling down once the oil burns up, because this thing's got surface and it's got a pretty good size weight block. So you're going to need some oil if you want to play with a ball just like this. All right. Back to the shelf appeal. Okay, so this picture, I feel like, which was in the video, I feel like either this has been polished, like maybe this is somebody else's ball, because when you look at the ball going down the lane, it's a lot duller than this thing. I'm of two opinions. Number one, I do like the Gem, nameplate. I'm not crazy about the font they use for Crystal, but again, this is an overseas ball. I doubt this thing is ever going to see stateside. At the same time, I think this ball looks better shiny than it does dull, if I gotta call it. It almost looks like a blue marble, from the 80s, if you ever had marbles. That's kind of what it reminds me of. But for my particular game in particular, like when I use my thumb, I'm definitely a stroker. And I like to see something that's dull, so I can just plant it between 12 and 7, play the arc shot, let it square up, give it a little hand side rotation, and then just watch it come in and bury the pocket. But motion aside, from a looks perspective, I do like this color, but I do think it looks better shiny, and it almost makes you feel like maybe they should have made this shiny Because a lot of these solids, they do, or these sanded balls, they look better when you put some shine on them. Well, that's what we got for today. As usual, if you want to get a hold of this thing, of course, it's always possible. You just got to find the right people. So I always tell people, go to Facebook, go check out the groups there. There's the Storm and Roto Grip bowling balls for sale. There's also the international version of that. But don't be surprised if you run into, or Storm bowling fans, but don't be surprised if you run into somebody who's going to charge quite a pretty penny. Shipping is a thing, and balls like this can be $350 or more shipped. Yep, that's right. Get your wallet out and begin to cry. For those of you who are interested in getting overseas bowling balls, I will leave a video description in the link where you can get them on bowlersmart.com. Always good information here at Bowlers Rant. So, what do you think? What do you think of this ball? Do you like the shelf appeal? And would you like a shiny, or would you prefer it dull? And if so, what lat would you go with? Drop me a comment, let me know. Let's continue the conversation. More updates are coming, and until then, bowl well.